Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Lewis, Lewis Speaks 2021, and today I want to talk to you all about playing the victim. Are you playing the victim in your relationships? Are you unwittingly playing the victim? In all of your friendships, in all of your relationships, you have to be honest with yourself and ask yourself that question. Because a lot of us continue to play the victim in relationships, then wonder why we're victimized. You play the victim in a relationship when you, for one, don't receive the love that you deserve. Oftentimes we claim that we want to be loved, but a lot of us don't know how to receive love. We continue to lock ourselves in these relationships that do not love and support us. And then when we have a good person who's trying to pour love into our cup, who's trying to fill us up, we reject them in search of the person that is emptying us and just victimizing us. And the reason why some of us do that is because a lot of times we suffer from low self-esteem, low self-worth, identity issues. We oftentimes over-identify with our oppressors, and this has to do a lot with severe childhood abuse, and also our first relationships with our caretakers and or parents. If we grew up playing a particular role, we're going to look for people who allow us to continue to play that role because it's what we're familiar with. It's home for us. It's our comfort zone. So, for example, if you grew up in a home where your needs were put on the back burner, where you always had to make sure that other people were taken care of before you were taken care of, if you always had to be the responsible one in the household, you're going to grow up looking for people that are train wrecks, that are broken, that are damaged, that allow you to play the role of caretaker because that's what you're so used to. Growing up, that's what you played. So oftentimes when you seek out these people, and so sometimes this is unconscious. We don't always do this consciously. It's not always in our awareness, immediate awareness. So we seek out these people that are broken and then wonder why we're not getting loved. They also allow us to play the victim role. They allow us to continue to blame other people instead of taking responsibility for our choices. There comes a point in your life where you have to sit back and wake up and say, wait a minute, what am I doing to attract these people into my life? What energy am I giving off? And no one's perfect. You enter into a relationship and yeah, people are not going to be perfect. But what I'm talking about is an enduring pattern of disrespect, emotional, psychological, physical, mental abuse. When you start to see a pattern of this, and I just mentioned a couple of terms right now, like emotional abuse, psychological abuse, those are terms. What does that look like in real life? How does that manifest? Well, it manifests in different ways, some more subtle than others. For psychological abuse, I know that personally I've been in relationships with people that try to undermine my confidence and my self-esteem by introducing pictures of their exes or mementos that their exes gave them to try to make me feel inadequate. And that's because they felt insecure and inadequate, so they wanted to project that onto me. And so that's a form of psychological abuse. Emotional abuse, them giving you the silent treatment, ignoring your feelings, ignoring your emotions, how you feel, just kind of dismissing you and disregarding you. That's a form of emotional abuse. And once again, all these forms of abuse, they manifest very differently. Sometimes, your partner may make snide comments about your body or about your weight or about some aspect of your personality just to try and regain that control over you. And if you're a person that continues to play the victim, you'll unconsciously accept all of this because it allows you to continue to play that role. So you really have to ask yourself, for one, am I playing the victim in my relationships? And two, am I letting myself be loved? I realize that no matter how many times or how much someone tries to love you, If you can't receive that love and let yourself be loved, then you're just going to always play the victim. You're going to always feel as though you are not getting the love that you want because you're not letting yourself be loved. You have to learn how to let yourself be loved. And also, if they're not loving you, if a person is not showing up for you and they're not loving you the way that you know you deserve to be loved, then it's your responsibility to, for one, confront them on that. If no changes are made, you have to go. Life is too short to just sit up there wasting your time not being loved the way that you deserve to be loved. It's too short. You know, so many people, I know back in the 50s and the 60s, so many people stayed together because of obligation. You know, they felt like it was the right thing to do, regardless of whether or not the person was abusing them, talking down to them, hurting them. They stayed in these relationships. And what ended up happening is years passed out of their lives. And they look back and they had a feeling of despair, like they wasted their entire life not letting themselves be loved. You know, they had all these resentments. You see, I noticed this even in my own family. You know, basically, you know, my aunts, they stayed with these men who were awful to them. And then what ended up happening is that they just took turns hurting each other and spiting each other. And that's not healthy. Having all these hidden resentments, that's not healthy at all. When you can be with someone who actually loves you, you know, who actually cares about how you feel. You know, with me personally, when a person stops considering how I feel, when a person just disregards or dismisses my feelings and there's no influence that I have in the relationship, if I can't influence them, I don't want to be with them. I don't want to be with them because that means that, for one, you don't respect me, and for two, you don't value me. And why in the hell would I want somebody who don't value me when I know that I'm valuable? I no longer want to waste another moment out of my life playing the victim and not getting the love that I deserve. And you have to come to that resolve on your own. No one can help you with that. Hopefully this video can be the impetus to get you thinking about how to stop playing the victim. But no one can help you with that. You have to decide and make a decision, a conscious decision, a deliberate decision, not to play the victim, not to tolerate people who are just going to give you crumbs of love. If they're not giving you what you deserve, which is the whole cake, you got to go. Because life is too short to sit up there and be with people who don't really care about you. Me personally, I look for people who make me care more. The question that I ask myself when I'm dealing with someone is, does this person make me care more? Do they make me want to love harder? Do they make me want to love stronger? If the answer is no, that person is not for me. If being with them makes me want to recluse back into myself, makes me want to be selfish, I know that this person is not for me. The person that's for me makes me want to care more. They make me want to do more. They make me want to be like God. They make me want to be like Christ. They make me want to be a better man. Not a man that's stingy or withholding or emotionally just inauthentic. I don't want that. Anybody that makes me feel that way, that's my spirit telling me, wait a minute, this person is not for you, Lewis. Time to move on. And I encourage you all to really reflect about your relationships with everyone in your life. Reflect on those relationships and ask yourself, does this person make me want to love harder? Do they make me want to care more? If they don't, you have to reevaluate. Because life is about becoming better. Life is about growth. Life is about moving on, emerging. And if a person is just keeping you stagnated or making you regress back to selfishness, that's not the person that's right for you. You know, that person is going to keep you locked in victimhood. And it's no longer about being a victim. It's about being a victor. It's about being victorious. Deal with people that make you feel as though you can be victorious, not people who continue to typecast you in the victim role. So I hope this video was helpful for some. Definitely leave some comments, share with me your thoughts and your experiences with either your own personal victimhood, or if you know somebody who has been playing the victim, definitely share your stories. I'm very interested. And I hope that everybody out there is taking good care of themselves. Love you all. Peace.